Hi, and welcome to Sunny Day Stamping. I'm Julie Baca, and I've got another quick and easy card project for you today. This is going to be perfect if you're a beginner stamper because we're not using that many supplies. This is also great if you're an avid stamper and you just need a really quick card, and you can spice it up with some ribbon and embellishments if you have them, but I'm keeping mine super simple. Now, when I'm going to design a quick card, I like to use three things. One is designer series paper. This is Stampin' Up's double-sided paper, and it just makes for quick cards. They all coordinate together to make it really easy to design them also. The other thing I use are the note cards and envelopes. These are packs of note cards and envelopes. They come with 20 note cards, 20 envelopes. They're already cut and scored and ready to go. The white ones are like $8. These are $10, so it's really a good value. And the cardstock is nice and thick, so you're not losing out on the quality. And then the last thing is pick a great stamp and punch bundle that work together, and it'll make for quick cards. I'll show you that right now. So the Circle Sayings is a stamp and punch bundle that work together to make really great focal points. So easy. And it's got everything you need. Thank you, thinking of you, happy birthday, to make just some great cards. Now, to keep it simple, we are just using one color of ink, black, and you probably already have that. Now, when you're designing your card, pick your piece of designer series paper first, because then that's going to help you determine which color cardstock you need for the front of your card. Actually, let me show you the card so that you know what I'm talking about. There we go. This will make it easier to explain. So now you're going to be able to quickly find what color you need for your designer series paper. And I made so many samples. I'll show you at the end of different designer series paper packs. But let me show you actually one tip I want to share with you about storing your designer series paper. So I keep my huge 12 by 12 designer series paper in a big pack like this. And actually I keep all of mine in there. But then when pieces are cut, I put them inside these plastic sleeves and keep it next to the large pieces of paper. And I also printed out all the names in really large print so I can see it without my glasses so that I know exactly what color cardstock, what color inks to use with that paper. Now, when my designer series paper comes in 6 by 6, I slide the full pieces in the back, and I keep the scraps in the front next to the names of the colors. And then I just store these all together in that big folder. So once you decide which stamps you're going to use, you want to get them all out and put them on your stamp blocks. One thing I like to do for quick stamping is to have several stamp blocks, and you can buy them in a bundle or just pick them up over time, and it just makes for quicker stamping because you don't have to, take them off and then put on the other one. Now you want to get yourself a piece of grid paper or scratch paper, and when I'm using photopolymer stamps, I do like to stamp on the Stampin' Pierce mat. This thing's like $5, but it is worth way more than that. It just gives you a better impression if you're having trouble getting a good impression with your stamp sets. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is actually punch out the circle. You could stamp on here and then punch it out, but to me it was just easier for me to center it up on here. So now I'm going to actually, because this is such a large stamp, I'm going to bring my ink to the stamp and really just dab it up and down, making sure I've got every piece covered, and then I'll stamp directly in the center of this circle. Kind of pressing down, waiting a second to make sure that ink gets soaked into that paper, and it turned out perfect. Isn't that beautiful? Now, if you have the supplies, you could color this in, but for quick stamping, we're just keeping it plain, keeping it black. Now, there are a couple of arched words that fit right in that circle, so you can pick which one you want. I picked Thinking of You, and so I'm going to ink that up, and this goes right along the curvature of that circle, so kind of up here. I didn't do that perfectly because I'm not right over my paper, but you'll do better than I do. Okay, so this is going to go on the front of our card, but I love to put just a little something on the back of my card. And for this one, I am going to actually ink up that sunshine again, but I'm not going to stamp the full image on the back. We're going to have it come off the paper so it looks kind of like a sunrise or a sunset on the back of the card like that. So now you're going to grab your little piece of paper. It's on the measurement list on my website to get the measurements for that. And I'm going to grab my little today because the front of this said thinking of you. So thinking of you today. And then the stamp set has this cool like sunray thing going on, which just makes for really great accents. And I'm going to put it on either side of this to just really make it pop out. All right, so that's the inside. Now, a lot of times you wait till the end to do your envelope, but I say do it now while you've got your ink out. And I'm going to show you this is the flower part of that stamp set, which is it's a little too bold, I feel like, to do in black. It just looks kind of macabre with black flowers, but check out how cool this looks on your envelope. Now we're not going to put it completely on there. We're going to have part of this stamp hanging off the edge so that you just get a little bit of flowers in the corner. And I'm going to close the envelope. I'm going to do it in this corner up where the return address would be. There, doesn't that look great? Now we have one more stamp to use, but I don't want to put it on the inside of my card yet because we want to make sure that it's in the right place for being covered up by the inside paper, which I'm not making any sense to you right now, but let me show you this one. I forgot to show you the most exciting part of this card. Check this out. You can fold it over and have another message and more room to write. This is also great if you love your designer series paper, you love both sides of it and you can't choose which one. Well, now you get to use both sides. So now for the designer series paper, you're going to need a 6x6 piece and then a piece of scrap. This is 1 inch long by 3.5 inches, 1 inch wide by 3.5 inches long. And you probably have this in your scrap pile. If not, you can slice off a piece. But then you need a 6x6 inch piece so that we can decorate the envelope. So we're going to cut the piece for the envelope here. And then with this piece, we'll rotate it and score it at 3 inches. And this is going to be that inside of our card. I did want to mention for my email subscribers, you guys get this print and make project sheet, which has the measurements, some written instructions, links to the video and the blog post. And I just recently added this QR code because I realized a lot of you print this out and don't have the digital copy where you can click. So now you'll just be able to scan this QR code with your phone. It'll go directly to the blog post so you can see additional pictures and order supplies also. So if you want this, you can sign up for my email list. All right, let's put this thing together. Now we're going to fold this in. You're going to fold it so that the rounded part of the score line is toward the center. And then we're just going to score this. There's the pretty back of our card. Now you're going to take your little piece of scrap and glue that to the front. So if you don't want to glue it in the middle, I like it a little above the center. So you're going to be, I don't know, about an inch from the top, a little more than an inch down from the top. About right there. And that is where our centerpiece will go on, but we're not going to add it yet because we're going to add Stamp of Dimensionals to the back of that. Now for the inside, you're going to take your piece of designer series paper and whichever pattern you want to be open, you want to put that to the inside. And just now you're to remind you which part goes to the inside, we're going to add our inside little panel that where you can sign your name or write a little note. Center that up right on the right side here. And now you're going to fold this down and add glue to this side only. This side only so that it opens up. And you're going to center it. You're going to bump it up against the score line of your card base here. And then you're going to make sure you're equidistant on the top and the bottom and kind of hold that down and then just fold this flat and press it until it sticks. And now you've got that perfectly in place. And now this is when you can add another little greeting on this side. I just don't like to do it ahead of time because I want to decide where I want it and I want to make sure it's covered by this. So it's kind of a surprise when they open it up. Now take your focal point and add like 3 or 4 dimensionals to the back of that, and it's just going to give it that little pop off of this piece of paper. I like to use my Stampin' take your pick tool to get those off of there, but you can definitely use your fingernail. And then you just center this up on that designer series paper like that. Now let me show you real quickly how to do that envelope. I like to use my silicone mat so I don't get glue everywhere. And for your envelope, I think a lot of times they come straight like this, not folded. Make sure you fold it and get a nice crease just to make it easier to know exactly where your glue should go. And it should go to only on this flap. You don't want to extend it into the envelope. You want to make sure to get your corners real good with some glue. There. Now you're going to take this piece of designer series paper that you cut, you're going to bump it right up against that fold line. Make sure that when you fold it, it's not extending past. When you make sure you've got it in the right spot, then press this down and let it dry a little bit. Then flip it over and trim off the excess. Oh my goodness. I put the designer series paper on the wrong envelope. I was supposed to put it on this pretty one. Oh well. So here are some other examples. This is from the same delightfully eclectic designer series paper pack. Let's see what I put on the back. Oh, I forgot to put something on the back of that one. And then this one with the hearts, I just love. I did want to point out with this one, I used the black flowers and I just put a little bit of them on them. I didn't stamp that whole image of flowers where they were nice and black. That was just way too much. This birthday set is the Bright and Beautiful designer series paper. This is the Hello Irresistible designer series paper, and I put it on that craft colored note cards and envelopes. And this is the botanically inked designer series paper. Love these colors in here. So really what I'm showing you is pick your favorite designer series paper and just have fun adding colors to them to make this quick card with that extra special little wow on the inside. Now you could obviously fancy this up with some ribbon and gems, but to keep it quick and simple, black ink and just slap that stuff on there. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. You can also click the subscribe button, hit the notifications on there so you get notified every time one of my new videos comes out. Thank you so much for watching. Have a sunny day.